But the way Arizona has been running the ball, it has helped the quarterback out quite a bit. Excuse me, with under a minute left, they drove down and scored the last touchdown of the half.
Denker opens up, throwing complete to the outside for about 4 yards to Trey Griffey. Tight spiral right between the numbers. Denker on the run again, throws short. This one's complete.
Ricky Hamuli. And this is a front for Oregon. And these guys playing a lot of snaps. Taylor Hart's been in there almost every snap. This is a defensive front that, with a guy like Carey, those 4 or 5 yard runs start becoming 7 or 8 more yards. And if you get some depth injuries or some depth issues, that's a big deal.
They look to Rich Rodriguez for the play call on the sideline. Denker to the keeper, trying to get outside. Stumbles, dives forward. He's going to be short. Riggleman to punt to the dangerous Addison. Low line drive. Returnable kick. Got a block on the corner. Addison makes another man miss. Makes 2 miss. There is a flag down.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 13. A 10-yard penalty. First down.
Troy Hill commits the penalty that negates a 22-yard return, and you can see it right there. DeAnthony Thomas. Remember, Byron Marshall is hurt. So DeAnthony Thomas, who they have been using more and more as a receiver, goes back to the running back position. First down, Oregon. Mariota, after a short set, throws complete. Midfield and more. Addison.
To Mariota, but you can see when you get him the ball how good he is at making people grab at air.
And they're Mariota all day to throw. On the run and overthrown Josh Huff.
Josh Huff against Stanford a couple of weeks ago. There was a long throw that he missed, and just seems like he doesn't adjust to this ball very well. There the ball is in the air. Maybe go back to, but of course Oregon going super fast here.
Thomas.
But I'm not so sure that Huff just completely lost this ball. It's been raining for the last couple of days, and as Huff came out of his break, he just didn't even know where the ball was and was late making the adjustment.
It was between his wrists and his forearms.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think he just lost that in the sun. Mariota being pressured. Still on his feet. Nice move to get extra yardage inside the 30.
Here's the opportunity for Marcus Mariota to make a statement, get a score here, and see if they can't come back and win this.
This is Tyner. Tyner's got a first down. He's got more.
And now Arizona's starting to get warning. You have to leave the ball in the belly of the running back for a long time while you're reading it. And I think Tyner may have tried to take it away from Mariota, who was trying to keep it.
2nd and 10. Mariota with the play fake, throws for the corner of the end zone, batted away.
But McKnight, who had an interception against Oregon last year, good break on the ball. I don't think the sun mattered. That was just good. No.
DeAnthony Thomas back in the ball game to the 10. What a cut! DeAnthony Thomas to the 6.
And starts to gain motion. Watch how quickly he jumps, bounces to the outside, bounces back to the inside. He's shaking every time and gaining yards. Just an unbelievable talent. And I think another good decision by Oregon here, going for it on 4th down. Watch for a run potentially to Thomas again.
4th and 2. Fake to Thomas. Mariota to the end zone and overthrows it.
Here's Keenan Lowe coming back onto the field for Oregon. Obviously nursing, looking like he's maybe a little gimpy. Guy who was injured with a undisclosed injury, did not play last week against Utah. Rare miss for Marcus Mariota. He has to wait just for a little bit there, but that ball's got to be kept in bounds.
So Arizona will take over deep in its own territory, and they give it off to Kadeem Carey, who pounds his way out to the 13-yard line. 25 carries, 102 yards. He needs 16 more for the career rushing record for the Wildcats. Carey again.
And this from a guy who has battled confidence and criticism.
And Carey has just broken Trung Kennedy's all-time rushing record for the Arizona Wildcats. The junior came into this game needing 118 yards and now has 3,833 for his career.
From Tucson, played his high school ball here. Well, no matter if he plays again or not, he'll be the all-time leading rusher. What a great career.
They want a screen. And Oregon did a great job of sniffing that out.
Do you think Ekpe Olumu has defended a few screens during his practice time at Oregon?
And Arizona didn't do much of a job setting that one up either. Here's a rugby-style kick to bounce to Addison. Trying to get outside, he does. Braylon Addison still on his feet up to the 38-yard line, driven out of bounds.
Especially with the change of recruiting towards Southern California that Rich Rod has instituted.
Thomas. No, I meant a win in the third quarter because they kept that lead. DeAnthony Thomas trying to reverse his course, but he was chased down and thrown to the ground by Scooby Wright and Marquise Flowers for a loss of 12.
Remember, Scooby Wright's the guy who made that interception earlier in the game after the ball was thrown back into bounds by Shaquille Richardson. Scooby Wright, a true freshman.
What great hustle on behalf of the defense. Here's a screen to Thomas. Can't get outside. And it will be down near the 30-yard line. Denker, the quarterback. Kadeem Carey, the running back, has already set the career record for Arizona running backs, and he's adding to it.
Takes over the record for one of the most explosive backs in the history of college football, and trunk candidate there on the right.
He could really run. He had great speed. Denker on the rollout, throws complete to Nate Phillips, another first down. The running game doesn't work unless you get blocks downfield from wide receivers. One of Arizona's problems is they have two really little guys.
But for you to pop 30, 40, 50 yards.
Personal foul, shot block. Offense number 62, a 15-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
There he's working. Well, technically that is not an illegal cut block. The defender has to be engaged with the offensive player, and actually at that point the Duck defender was disengaged, number 97 Jared Ebert, so I don't think that they should have called that.
Yeah, that's a tough call for him.
And it's close.
Quarterback keeper throws on the run, complete again to Phillips, and Nate Phillips fighting for extra yards.
That left foot is or ankle is still bothering him.
Has to throw this one away. Yes.
Holding. Defense number 12. A 10-yard penalty results in the first down.
Oregon looks like they're getting the ball back, down 19. Oh, clearly good call that time. Brian Jackson.
Denker fakes the pitch.
It is senior day, and there's Mom. And this guy had to go to junior college. He had to sit out a year in junior college just to grow physically.
Carey. And they have been more physical than the Ducks. Carey.
Instead of just letting the clock melt away, try to get some lost yardage plays.
Denker. It's going to be another first down to the 10 as Denker throws another perfect strike. He ought to win Conference Offensive Player of the Year, National Offensive Player of the Year, or Player of the Week, and anything else you can come up with. Carey, touchdown! Not a half-bad afternoon if you're a football player.
So I think Kadeem Carey is just as excited about being part of something the Wildcats have yet to achieve.
Oh, that's great, Janine. And it certainly would make Rich Rodriguez happy to think he would come back. Mariota throws over the middle, complete to his tight end out to the 30.
This clock and the way Kadeem Carey is running, they have to just go light speed the rest of the way to get back in this.
They need 4 scores. Addison makes the catch.
And little things like that. Now, the clock will stop in college football when a guy goes out of bounds. If you're not inside of 2 minutes and a half of the game, it restarts. But every one of those seconds can start to add up. Remember, it was just running out of time against Stanford that was the problem.
Thomas Tyner The freshman who had a single game in high school of 643 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns. He had a season on one Friday night.
Ooh. There has been a concentration issue, it seems, for a lot of players from Oregon today.
Mariota wants a screen.
He's completely outplaying the Ducks.
And this defense for Arizona has really sucked it up today.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Runs an unusual 3-3-5 configuration. It's basically an extra safety instead of a linebacker when you start in a nickel and work from there. Mariota over the middle, a perfect strike, this 29 yards.
And Oregon trying to go fast. I like the fact that Bondurant, the safety there, or excuse me, that's number 26, Jordan Grandin, as you mentioned. I like how he didn't drop his head. He didn't launch into the defenseless player.
That was number 1 on the club. Marshall, of course, who was the starting running back, injured his right ankle.
As Huff gets up, he was starting to tap himself to come out. And as he's walking away, he just goes and takes a knee. Force up on his own. Hope he's okay for Duck fans.
This Arizona linebacking corps has had quite a day today against this Duck offense. Mariota in trouble, throws on the run, throws it out of bounds. Second and long, DeAnthony Thomas in the backfield. They'll throw the post over the middle down to the 1-yard line. Perfect strike to Hawkins. Oregon will have first and goal at the Wildcat 2 when we start period number 4. 2 big turnovers. They have only generated 9 points, even though they have a slight edge in yardage. Trying to close that scoring gap here. Nothing on the ground for Tyner.
Ball now, just melting that clock.
Second and goal from the 2. Tyner again. Nothing. Thing about the clock, it runs so fast on one side, so slow on the other.
It has not even been close which line has played better on both sides today.
Mariota to the end zone, bobbled and caught by Josh Huff. Boy, just got it on his fingertips and went to the ground with control of the
10-yard mark from the kickoff, because you've got to start being worried about onside kicks.
3 yards deep. The game of his life. Denker holds on, throws incomplete.
With everything he has been through, what is it like for you to watch your son in action today?
It's surreal. He's always wanted to be here. He's always wanted to be doing this, and for it to actually be happening right now and having the success he is against a phenomenal team like Oregon is, I don't have words.
Your heart's pounding, I can tell.
Tears.
I know. You are an athlete yourself, and you know what it's like to deal with ups and downs, criticism, that type of thing. But it's harder when it's your son and not you, right?
Yeah, he was phenomenal. I'm not sure I heard what you asked me, but this is how he played in high school. You know, this is how phenomenal he was. Of course, it wasn't this caliber of players. So it's great to see it move up in that level, because we've always believed he could do it. Now everyone else can see that he can actually do it.
Well, they're certainly seeing today. So congratulations on a great performance today, Nancy. Enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
And in honor of being on national television, her son rips off 35 yards. Speaking of spectacular, Kadeem Carey.
Arizona stops this out and finishes this game. Stanford with a win today. Next, it's Stanford who locks the North Division in the Pac-12.
Carey again, another big hole off the left side.
Rich Rodriguez starting to feel a little bit. Let's melt the clock.
Clock is his biggest friend right there. Denker gets out of bounds at the 16.
Affected his psyche to come in and play the way he's played.
Carey inside the 10 and taking their sweet time right now. Carey again broke a tackle.
To me, this looks like a function of Oregon. There was a lot of talk this week from some of their top players. Well, we're not playing for the national championship. We don't want to go to the Rose Bowl again. We've already done that. Well, that's what happens when you start saying things like, we deserve to play for a national championship.
Carey, little stutter step.
And what happens to the Heisman Trophy race? Johnny Manziel struggling today against LSU. All of the troubles, of course, for Jameis Winston at Florida State. We won't know what's going to happen legally for him for at least another week. Does Bryce Petty from Baylor, if he has a big game tonight, jump to the top of the list?
We may be talking about guys who weren't even on the list. Carey. 42.
Or you do.
He now owns the touchdown record at Arizona. Holy mackerel. DeAnthony Thomas.
During the return, holding receiving team number 4. After distance to the goal, first down.
Oregon actually needs a miracle right here. Mariota comes out throwing. Jeff Castile says every once in a while you got to come after him. Mariota trying to run out of trouble, and he's buried by 3 red shirts.
Of recruiting back to the West Coast, Mike Stoops spent a lot of time in Texas. Looks like they should have won every game they played. If they'd have played this way all year long.
Get into a recruit's home and talk to the kid and his parents. He's going to get an awful lot of guys. Mariota throws on the run and another drop.
And the bar has been raised so high at Oregon. We talked about some of the players talking about the disappointment that they weren't going to play for a national championship this year, but the bar has been raised so high for this program. It's just so dispiriting when things go this way.
Here comes pressure off the corner. They throw in the flat to Tiny.
At your own place, the place is rocking against the number 5 team in the country.
Complete this one. Marquise Flowers for Arizona was dinged up on that last play.
They're not playing for a national championship. Well, what if they're not even playing for the Pac-12 championship?
Exactly. And now once again, they're going to need help. Mariota, great fake to get a defender up in the air, and then he runs.
Because Oregon and Stanford would both end up with 2 losses in the North. Stanford wins head-to-head. It's over. It's over. And if Arizona State wins tonight, then you have Arizona State. If they win out and beat Arizona next week, they'll host the championship game.
Well, that would be a bitter pill for Oregon to swallow. But look at the situation they're in. Down 42-16, the clock running, approaching 6 minutes. So in the last 4 weeks, Stanford and Oregon have gone back and forth as the number 1 team in the division. Mariota on the run, throws a pick.
I think the student section has grown by about 30% since halftime.
It has. There were some people who said, what am I doing in study hall? We're beating Oregon. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this game. And all Arizona has to do the ball for a few plays. And they're going to win this ball game. Marcus Mariota surrounded on the sideline. It appears after this interception that he took a knee to the head.
Boy, he sure did. Watch the left knee right there as he dives in to try to undercut Richardson. His head hit, and they have been shielding him, but he was woozy walking across the field. Be shocked if we see him back in this game, and let's hope for Oregon and Mariota it is not a concussion and he's able to play in the Civil War against Oregon State.
And if there are offensive awards to be handed out locally, regionally, conference-wide, and nationally, they should share every single one at every level of football. You're not good enough to do this.
Arizona, to put it into perspective, lost to Washington State last week. Now, Washington State much improved over last year. But this is a defense for Oregon giving up under 20
exactly
per game. So beat every which way. Well, this is what started it all. Just a drop pass by Addison and an unbelievable job by Shaquille Richardson. Bats it back in. Addison even hit the ball there, but right in the spot is Scooby Wright, the true freshman who's had a wonderful game at outside linebacker.
Danker with a carry, dives forward to the 40-yard line. Now we've got a timeout for Arizona. We would thrash Oregon 42-16. carry, first down. Now they're going to run out the clock completely. We had a Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback and the almost invisible, often criticized B.J. Denker on the other side. Guess who wins? Denker was nearly perfect. 19 out of 22, 178. He rushed for over 100 yards. Home wins. Well, number 1 Washington back in '92 would be the biggest. Number 2 Oregon in 2007. But this is the biggest in the Rich Rodriguez era. And what could be more crushing for Oregon than having been let back into the Pac-12 race by USC beating Stanford than to throw it away here?
I was going to say, this is the second week in a row in the Pac-12 where students have rushed the field after an unbelievable win. And I remember USC students last week saying, we forgot how to rush the field. Well, Arizona students are learning how to do that now.
Look at this win. 5 years from now, are we going to look back at an Arizona program and say, I remember when this run started?
Seeing some of the young players that Rich Rodriguez is starting to get out of Southern California and a brand new, beautiful end zone stadium and the facilities, yeah, this could be a turning point.